Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today I'm actually very excited because we've been talking a lot recently about Worlds and all those stories, rightfully so. Worlds is a huge event, kind of the culmination of the LOL esports year and the culmination of really the esports year in general. It's still like the biggest event in all of esports. It's super exciting. It's super fun. There's always a ton to talk about. But then outside of that, we've had just a ton of LEC news. There's been LEC kind of rumors, free agents, leaks. There's the K-Corp, Astralis stuff, all these different things. But what we haven't really got a whole lot of this offseason yet is LCS news. So we have a very big story to talk about today. We have an update, or at least potential update, on what Mr. Doublelift might have planned for his 2023 year. But first, a word from today's sponsor, and that is, of course, Prize Picks. We are back with them. Really easy and simple to use, daily fantasy site. And the best thing about this is just how simple and easy it is. All you got to do is pick more or less on certain player props. They offer esports, League of Legends esports, traditional sports, everything that you guys watch, enjoy, are passionate about, follow super closely. And this weekend, obviously, they're offering some games for Worlds. And the things that I'm thinking about picking is Yagao more than 8.5 kills in the first 3 matches against T1, and Faker more than 9 kills in the first 3 matches against JDG. I think this is going to be a close series where both teams are definitely going to be able to pick up some games. Yagao's been really good this World, and I'm not picking against Faker, but if you guys want to make some picks of your own, check out the first link in the description below. When you get signed up as a new user, PrizePicks is actually going to match your first deposit up to $100, which is a really awesome deal, and of course it helps support me, my channel, and my content, so hopefully you check that out. Thank you so much to them. With that being said, let's get right into this. And what we were talking about today is this tweet that just dropped not too long ago, at least at the time that I am recording this video. I don't know when exactly this video is going to be coming out, sometime tomorrow. Sorry, I just checking a text on my phone. But this is from Wooloo, like I said, about an hour ago. He said, sources, Doublelift might make a return to pro play next year. According to sources, the former pro player has been talking with several LCS teams. Nothing has been settled for now, which, again, this is just kind of crazy and weird that we're not like further along or further advanced in the LCS offseason, or just any of these offseasons in general, because it's the day that I'm recording this is October 27th. I think back to last offseason, and so many people were mad and upset that like rumors and things were starting to happen in like August and September and all this stuff. Hey, slow down. We got to wait till World starts. We got to wait till all the Western teams get knocked out of Worlds. We got to wait. And now this year it's like October 27th. And even when a story like this does come out that Doublelift is maybe talking to a couple LCS teams, we don't hear what LCS teams. We don't hear what he's close to. We don't hear if he, it's close to being done, or he might go here, he might go there. We just hear that like, hey, nothing's done. He's talking to some teams. We'll see. It's just crazy. I'm just so used to being so much further along in the offseason. I don't know if this is better or worse. The overall cycle kind of slowing down. I know everyone kind of has mixed opinions and feedbacks and all of that stuff. So this is kind of what's going on. I don't think this should be totally shocking or surprising to people. It's just weird that Doublelift in the offseason on his streams and videos and stuff, he's always like, no, guys, I'm retired. I'm happy. I'm not coming back. This is what I'm doing now. I don't know. I never believe it. I hope you guys don't really believe it too much, because he said the same stuff last offseason, and we know he tried to come back. We know, or at least it was rumored or whatever, that he was in talks with Evil Geniuses. They were maybe going to go with Doublelift and Jensen, this whole thing. So he told us that stuff last offseason. He ended up trying to come back. He's telling us this stuff this offseason, leading up to this offseason. I don't really know if he's still saying that, but obviously he's been grinding Champions Queue from what I saw. He's been playing a ton of League. He's looking to get back into it. And I think, at least it sounds like he's talking to some teams. It doesn't really say how interested these teams are, how close anything is, but I think there could potentially be a couple teams that are interested. And we start looking through the LCS standings. There is a couple of interesting names. It really depends just how kind of good or bad or whatever you think Doublelift is. Again, I don't think he was all that great in 2020. Obviously, he had the crazy situation with TL and him not looking good and getting benched, and then he goes to TSM and he still wasn't really that good, but he did win an LCS title still. Yes, he went on to Worlds and went 0-6. So, it's like this whole back and forth. And now we're talking 2 years later, like 2 full years where he didn't play in 21, didn't play in 22. So how good is he still going to be? I don't know. But at the end of the day, Doublelift is Doublelift. Even if he's a worse version of himself, that could still potentially be very, very good in the LCS. And it's also not like TSM has been better without him. It's also not like Team Liquid has really been better without him. Even when he doesn't necessarily do so good individually, he's still like a very great leader, a very great voice, shot caller, all this stuff. And he's just won everywhere that he's went. Of course, not necessarily internationally. He is an MSI finalist, but he still hasn't gotten out of groups at Worlds. But hey, a lot of these LCS teams could do much, much worse than him. It's also going to depend, what kind of roster. He's going to want to come to a good roster. It's going to depend on the money, and LCS budgets are kind of cutting back and all that stuff. But EG is a potential very, very spicy landing spot. It depends what is going to be going on with Danny, of course, if Danny is going to be coming back, if he is going to be, retiring, if he's going to be leaving EG, going somewhere else, if EG wants to go in a different direction because they don't know if they can, count on him or rely on him to be there down the stretch, all that stuff. And then if they, believe in Cowrie or not. Because yes, Cowrie looked very, very good at Worlds, and he had some very, very strong moments. He has a great lane phase. He definitely can, have some kind of potential to carry games or whatever. But, EG has built up their team a lot around the late game power scaling, power farming, team fighting, all that stuff. And hey, Doublelift is about as good as it gets in kind of that slot. And I don't know. I could definitely see them wanting to just go with Cowrie. I could see them trying to get Danny back, but maybe Doublelift could be an interesting person there. I think 100 Thieves is also a very, very interesting potential landing spot. There have been some rumors and swirlings of them potentially making some roster changes, especially with Papa Smithy heading out. They're going to have a new GM. They're going to have a new person, like a new architect or a new hand in this whole thing. And FBI and Huhi weren't exactly that insane down the stretch in the LCS or into Worlds either. And it could be an opportunity for them to maybe look at, like pairing up Doublelift with Busio or something like that. Now, I know Doublelift has in the past said he wants to play with a veteran support or a big name support or a good support or whatever, but hey, after 2 years sitting on the sidelines, maybe he is going to be singing a different tune. TL, they need an AD carry, obviously with Hansama out. I think this is very, very unlikely because I do just kind of assume they're going to call up Jan and Ayla. I don't think CLG, I don't think C9, I don't think he's coming back to TSM, not Golden Guardians, not Immortals, not Dignitas, but FlyQuest is another very, very spicy opportunity and option. Obviously, FlyQuest has some new ownership. They could maybe be looking to make a big splash in this offseason, maybe looking to grow that fan base, maybe looking to make a big move. Pairing up Doublelift with Aframu again could be really, really fun. FlyQuest was a pretty good team last year. They did end up going 10-8. Some people thought they were better than their record. Some people thought they had a little higher expectations for them into the playoffs or whatever. But obviously, adding Doublelift could be really, really good. I think Johnson was like okay, but it's not like I wouldn't be looking to move on from Johnson or anything like that. I also think that FlyQuest recently removed Johnson from the global contract database, so it seems like they are also open and looking for an AD carry, and it could just potentially be a really, really big, fun, spicy pickup again for new ownership to come in and really, really show that they are kind of ready to go and dedicated for this thing. And yeah, they're kind of one of the smaller mid-tier orgs or whatever, but hey, Doublelift was considering going to EG last year, and EG was kind of in the same boat before they had all the success they had this year. But I don't know. I definitely think the LCS is better with Doublelift, whether you think he's insane or wasn't that good, or whether you think he's the GOAT or not the GOAT, or overrated, underrated, whatever. I think he's a fun personality. He's a very, very talented player, and like I said, he's pretty much just won everywhere that he's gone. Yes, it is getting a little bit annoying that he keeps like waffling between retiring and coming back and retiring and coming back, and even when he was on like TSM back in the day, he was kind of doing this whole thing. So it does start to get a little weird. It does start to get a little strange and a little annoying, and it's like, even if he does come back, who knows how long he's going to come back for, who knows how motivated he's going to be, whatever. But I still think we shouldn't take him for granted. I still think, like I said, the LCS is better with Doublelift in it. I think he has a lot of fans. I think he makes things fun, interesting, exciting. And I would definitely like to see him back, especially when, the LCS isn't necessarily at a point where it's doing all that hot right now. And if we're not performing well at international tournaments anyway, we might as well try and, get some of these good players back. I don't think Doublelift would be the worst AD carry in the league or bring down the level of the LCS or anything like that. So I hope he can find a landing spot for 2022, or for 2023. And it does sound like Wooloo believes he is starting to talk to some teams, and maybe some things are heating up. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Check out Prize Picks, first link in the description below. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Peace.